When someone identifies as monoracial, they mean to say that they are not mixed race. They are a single race. But this is inaccurate in more ways than one. It implies that those of us who are mixed race are not a single race and don't have a single racial identity, but we are and we do. So let's analyze the terms monoracial and mixed race to get a better understanding of what we mean when we use them. To begin, I must clarify the meaning of admixed. Pseudo-intellectuals online have bastardized the meaning of this term, but let's be very clear. Admixed and mixed are synonyms. Admixture refers to any amount of mixture. Admixture does not mean a small amount of mixture. It doesn't matter what the comment section of TikTok says. Admixed is a scientific term that refers to any amount of genetic mixture. Now let's talk about the term monoracial. Now that we know that admixed and mixed are synonyms, I can say that all humans are admixed, meaning all humans are mixed race. We all have varying degrees of genetic admixture. If you are 99% African and 1% European, you are mixed race. The definition of mixed, just like admixed, does not specify a quantity or threshold needed to qualify. And if I polled the audience, I would get different responses for what that threshold should be. Some say 10%, 15%, or even 25%. But by the definition, if two substances are present in any quantity, then they are mixed. It is a fact that we need to accept that all humans are mixed race. Some people have more ancient admixture, while others have more recent admixture. For example, the people that are called black and white today have ancient admixture. Some people claim that they are two of the original races of man, but this is a pseudo-scientific claim. You would have to reject evolution and biology in general to believe that black and white people have existed in their current state for hundreds of thousands of years with zero genetic changes. The fact of the matter is that if you compared the genetics of black people today with those of the first humans, you would see a radical difference because they are two different races of people. The same applies to Europeans. They are not the same genetically as the first humans to populate Europe. Yes, they descend from those peoples, but their genetics are different, and not just slightly different, but different by tens of thousands of years. So the idea that black and white people today are pure races is laughably absurd. I will reiterate. All humans are mixed race. In the case of black and white people, they are admixtures of ancient races that no longer exist today. Contrast those of ancient admixture with those of recent admixture. If you are admixed with DNA from races that still exist today, this would be referred to as recent admixture. These are the people we refer to when we colloquially say mixed race. But this is only part of the meaning, because not all people that are recently admixed have the same amount of admixture, and it is this point that causes much confusion among people today. This brings us to the phenomenon of monoracial identified people who say we are all mixed, because they accurately point out that they too have small amounts of admixture from other races. But they do not say this as an astute observation of reality, but rather as a means to invalidate our identities. Many monoracial identified people do not want us to have our own unique identities and instead want to subjugate us under their identity. Despite their nefarious intentions, I admit that they bring up a good point. In the case of black identified Americans, many can also be considered to be recently admixed. Many of their bloodlines became mixed within the past 200 years, and if we use the timescale of human history, that is well within the time frame of recent. And yet they are still not what we mean when we say mixed race. We still do not include them in our sense of the word, even though all humans are technically mixed race. The reason is, as I previously mentioned, there is a subjective threshold that everybody believes must be crossed in order for admixture to be considered meaningful. If someone is 99% X and 1% Y, then he is mixed race. But that 1% is not meaningful. In the overwhelming majority of circumstances, 1% 1% of DNA does not manifest in a socially meaningful way. Keep in mind, though, that the percentage honestly doesn't matter so much as the actual effect of that DNA. Two people can have equal percentages of European DNA, but only one show observable signs of it. Having admixture that affects you significantly is an important distinction. That is what we are referring to when we say mixed race. You have recent admixture that manifests in some meaningful way. It actually affects your life experiences. That does not apply to monoracial identified people who cosplay as mixed race with small percentages of DNA. As I stated in the introduction, one of the inaccuracies of the term monoracial is that it implies that those of us with significant recent admixture are not a single race, when in fact we are. Every individual on planet Earth belongs to one race. Yes, our races are the mixture of some other races, but this applies to all racial identities. We would not say that gray is not a single color simply because it is the mixture of black and white. We all view it as a single color with its own singular identity because gray evokes a different emotion than black or white. So if everybody belongs to a single race, it makes more sense to classify everybody as monoracial. To be clear, I'm not advocating that we do this. I'm merely highlighting the inconsistency between the meaning of the word monoracial as a whole and the meaning of its constituent parts. The prefix mono means one, while racial refers to race. Putting two and two together, one would surmise that monoracial means one race. But this is not what people mean when they use the word, because Asian, for example, is a single race. Yes, Asian is the mixture of multiple races, but so is every other race, as I've already explained. So despite Asian being a single race, it is not considered by many to be a monoracial identity. So what do people actually mean when they say monoracial? They mean a person who is solely or primarily admixed with DNA from ancient races that no longer exist. And when we call people mixed race today, we mean to say that they have significant recent admixture from existing races. But now you can see that these terms don't adequately reflect their true meanings. The superficial understanding of monoracial and mixed race does not match its intended meaning, and it is because of this that we must adopt new terms. Instead of the term monoracial, I suggest we use the term paleoracial. The Latin prefix paleo refers to things that are ancient and from the old world, which is apt to describe what we currently call monoracial, since they are the mix of ancient races. Instead of the term mixed race, I propose we use the term neo-racial. The Greek prefix neo refers to things that are new or modern. This more accurately describes what we mean when we say mixed race, because we are new races that have formed. I must clarify that neo-racial is not a synonym of mixed race. Even though neo-racial is meant to replace mixed race, the two are not the same. Neo-racial refers to people with enough admixture from existing races to affect their life experiences. Neo-racial refers to the new races of man, the races which spawned roughly within the past 1,000 years, such as mulattoes, Eurasians, Afrasians, Douglas, and mestizos. If your race has existed for millennia, or since the dawn of time as many claim, you are not neo-racial. Everybody is mixed race, but not everybody is neo-racial. Likewise, paleoracial is not synonymous with monoracial. I understand that many of you may be emotionally attached to the mixed race label, but recognize that it does not accurately describe what we are. We will continue to find ourselves arguing with outsiders over the semantics of these terms if we don't change them. I'll also highlight the enormous impact that language plays on our mind. It shapes how we view the world and ourselves, so we must constantly update the language we use to better reflect reality and our view of it. We cannot continue to use the term monoracial because it implies that mulatto, for instance, is not a single race, even though it is. All mixed identities are single races, and although many will push back against this, society accepts it when it comes to mestizos. Most Americans view the terms Hispanic and Latino as racial terms. They believe that any generic brown person with Latin American ancestry is part of the Latino race, but this is not the case. In most circumstances, when they call someone Hispanic or Latino, they are referring to mestizos, whom they view as being a single race. But mestizos in America are actually the mixture of European and Native American ancestry. According to society's logic, they should be identified as mixed race, but they are not. I suspect this is so because mestizos have become so numerous and have developed their own communities and ethnic identities that the mixed race label no longer applies, revealing yet another subtle meaning of the term mixed race. It appears that if a mixed race has a community and distinct ethnic identity, society will elevate it to monoracial status. Otherwise, it will remain in the mixed race category. I reject this view. Our race is singular regardless of what society says. Our race is singular whether we have a community or a distinct ethnic identity. Now, I wholeheartedly believe we should be directing all of our efforts to creating our own communities and ethnic identities, but our race's status as a single race is not dependent upon that. As an aside, I'll add that I don't believe we should attempt to seek society's approval or validation. This puts us in a position of weakness where we're constantly trying to receive a pat on the head from outsiders. So the fact that society views mestizos as being a single race demonstrates that they are more than capable of viewing all mixed identities as singular races. The important thing is that we, as neo-racial people, view ourselves as singular races and that we have the language to support that reality. We are the newest races of man, and we must not allow paleo-racial people to deny us of what is ours.